Hello, people. How's it going? Oh, there we go. Had trouble scooting up. Wow, the counter says 17. Y'all are on the ball. On the ball. Sorry. Just turn on the volume there, Ink Guy. Happy New Year. Greg? Dafferman, yep. Definitely is evening here as well. Let me turn off my live feed over here. All right. Today's lasting forever. I need more hours in today. I don't know what the deal is. I've got a lot to do, and I just don't ever feel like I have enough time for it right now. It's just the way it goes. Well, I am mega bright here on the screen. Let me see if I can fix my settings right quick. Whoops. That was the wrong button. How about this one? All right. Why am I so bright? That's better. But now I'm too red. Something has gone wonky. Now I'm classy. That's all right. All right. That looks okay. All right. Happy New Year. Hello, hello. Welcome. Hey, Ottawa. What's up? Party people indeed. Yep. Only 2 p.m.? Oh, yeah, that's right. I thought it was... Oh, yeah, that's right. Colorado's only 2 hours behind. Yeah, need the next hour to be over already? Well, it's almost over. Hey, look who it is. Troy, what's up? You said more hours in the evening once you're home. Yeah, fair enough. I'll take that. Radiant? Oh, yes. Hey, Sandra, Sebastian, Cameron, Bijou. All right. People checking in early today. Today, like, the secret is that we're hiring for a couple of positions in our department. And so I've been kind of snowed under with reading binders. That's what that binder, plus this one, all philosophy papers. So I've been, my brain hurts, and I'm tired, and I'm not quite finished. So, yay! Anyway, so I didn't really come up with content, so I decided to put the onus of content on y'all, and so it will be an aid day. That is an Ask InkDependence. Actually, it's really a waiting moment. Cool. It's weird. Anywhoozle, I asked the Slack group, of which many of y'all are members, and if you're not a member of the Slack, Slack is this cool sort of chat app. It's like a community chat app that my buddy Brad Dowdy put together, and a lot of us are in it, and I said, hey, Slackers, I need some questions. So some of these are pen questions. Some of them are nonsense. Look, Jesse and Becky, y'all can say that it's not a good idea, but I like it. I like it when y'all give me absurd things. So I asked for some questions, and I got 80-something questions. So we'll see how it goes. He wore his hat wrong, so I got sent away, Craig. I don't know what's going on there. So let's switch. I made a new scene. Look at this. That chat is tiny. The chat needs to be bigger. Let's see. Can I make the chat bigger? It looked fine before. Let's make it a little bit wider. Whoa. Did that help? Maybe I killed the chat. I don't know. Anyway, this is basically the... there we go. That's all of them. This is all of the questions in this thread, and I'm basically going to run through this thread. I've kind of made a hole for myself over here. We'll see how it goes. But I haven't done this before, so this will be fun. If you're asking questions there and I don't see them in this thing over here, this chat, somebody in Slack add them to the Slack questions if they're good serious questions or good silly questions. Your other photo, an old poem about, oh, okay, cool. That's not a poem that I know, but that's cool. Would I rather fight a horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized horses? I feel like I answered that maybe in one of my previous Q&A videos. Somebody asked me that, and I think what I decided was one horse-sized duck, because ducks are all. What's the channel? It's called Slack. It's something you'd have. Oh, I mean, what channel are those asked in? Yeah, Dapper Man, you're in there. It's in podcasts. Yep, it's a thread. So there you go. Cool. So yeah, no, definitely a horse-sized duck. Ducks have hollow bones and they don't have hooves. I could probably mess up a horse-sized duck. Plus, it would probably collapse on its hollow-ass bones. So anyway, there you go. All right. So, Sergeant Stretch in Slack up here. Let's see. Does it show my cursor? Only kind of. Ah, there it is. Said, which fountain pen related release are my rumored or confirmed am I most looking forward to this year? I think the new Lamy Ions are pretty cool. The colored ones look neat. I actually like the... Man, my eye is like itching all of a sudden. I actually like the Lamy Ion. I don't have it handy. It's actually in my pen. Oh, wait, no, here it is. This is the Lamy Ion. Dropped another pen. Gotta do a bunch of cleaning before the pen show. This is the Lamy Ion, in case you're not familiar, and it comes in basically this color and like black. Well, they're gonna add a blue and a red, and blue and reds are some of my favorite colors, so I'm looking forward to that. I also heard a rumor, maybe it's from down here in Sergeant Stretch. Oh yeah, one rumor is about the new color for Lamy 2000. I would love a different color of Lamy 2000. I think that's great. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. But other than that, I don't really either. One of two things happens. One is I hear a rumor that's confirmed enough that I don't want to spoil the surprise for people, or I don't hear them. Like people just don't float rumors in the fountain pen community all that much. Sometimes a creator will say something about their stuff way too early and be way before it's ready to go, or that kind of thing. So that doesn't really count as a rumor. It's just, you know, one of those vaporware sort of things. So I don't know, probably that new colors of Lamy 2000, I'd be into that. Psyched about that stuff. Favorite method of cleaning fountain pens, asking for a friend. My favorite method is to put it off as long as possible and then do a whole bunch and make my hands hurt. So if you're not me, the thing to do is to do it immediately. How do you join Slack? Someone there will, in the chat there, will hook you up with how to join Slack, Cameron. Basically, you have to send an email to, I think it's like hi at pinag.com or something like that, but somebody in the chat will let you know. So here's how you clean fountain pens, at least my favorite method. Let me find one that's kind of empty so I can show you. This one empty? Yeah, it is. All right, so in fact, let's go back here where my face is bigger because I didn't set up my small cam this time. This is a fountain pen. It is already empty. But all I do when I'm trying to clean out a fountain pen, although, look, sometimes I go a little overboard because I'm doing this, yeah, there you go, Evan. Cameron, look at Evan's thing right here. Or Bijou, yeah. So what I do is, the thing I started out doing was you just put the nib in some water, and then you just work the piston up and down until you get all the ink out. Like it starts coming out clear through the nib. The step up from that is to use one of those baby snot sucker syringe things, and a lot of those are actually the right size to go in this hole and either fill up the opening here at the back, or to it's called a bulb syringe is what those things are called, or it'll actually go over the nipple inside, and then you can suck water up into the bulb syringe and then just blast it through the nib and feed here. If you have some like really stubborn ink that won't come out, or if it's been a long time or whatever, then you can get yourself an ultrasonic cleaner. I like ultrasonic cleaners a lot. It changed my whole routine. I used to like take everything apart, and that's kind of dangerous and not necessarily great for your pens, from what I hear. I haven't ruined any pens that way, but it can happen. So you can just throw the nib and feed if you have like a nib and like a nib assembly that's got a collar like the Franklin Christophs do, or you know, something like that. But you can just throw the whole section in ultrasonic for a couple of rounds, and there you go. Baby snot sucker. Yeah, that's what those are, man. That's what I know it as. But some tips for doing that is when you're using an ultrasonic, don't let it get too hot, because it does add heat as it's adding energy, as it's like vibrating and that sort of thing. And so sometimes they get a little warm. And also use cool water and not hot water. Hot water will not make your pen any cleaner or faster, but it could warp parts because, well, well, they're not meant to work with heat. And if you're using ebonite feeds or like fragile plastics or something, heat can be real bad. So cool water, tap water is fine. And basically just swish it through this stuff until you're done. To clean out converters, the thing I do is I have a syringe with a blunt needle on it, and I just fill that up with water and just blast water into the chamber. It's not hard. But that's all you got to do. And then to dry it, well, it depends on the pen, honestly. You can sort of like just take the nib and stick it in a... I actually got some around here. Here's what I use, because I had one that was drying. I use a shot glass and a rolled up paper towel, and I put that in there, and I put the pen in there so the paper towel will wick the ink out of the nib. So there you go. Use ear bulb syringe, not a snot sucker syringe. Oh, interesting. I don't know what the difference is there, but yeah, cool. Either way. Another cool thing that you can do, and I don't have anything around here to show you really, but if you get a... Do I have a cartridge? Yeah, here's a cartridge. Just got like random crap laying on my desk. So if you take a cartridge for whatever pen you're trying to clean out, like this is a platinum, and so they have very specific proprietary cartridges. Take an empty cartridge and just snip off the bottom, and then you can use your bulb syringe and just put it in the back of that and use that to blast water through. I do that with lammies and things because they have the little ear cutouts on the sides of the section, and that gives you a bad seal. So, you know, that's a thing to try. Anyway, so that's how I clean pens, and I think it's pretty safe and effective. You're not going to hurt anything. Let's see, would you rather fight 100 people who ask the duck horse question or one person who asks the horse duck question? I mean, obviously one person instead of 100, depending on who those people are. I'm the Ping and the Ink Messiah. I will not claim that. Curious about Van S. Newton collab they've been hinting about on Instagram? I thought she showed one of those or something. I think she might have showed one on Instagram Live or something like that. Hey, Angel, what's up? Cleaning lots of them, not just cleaning them? Oh, just do the same thing over and over again. Just make sure you are cleaning pens that you can tell the difference between. So if you have a bunch of pens that have the same like looking section, or if you're disassembling them entirely and know which feeds and nibs go together, don't mess that up. Also, put a little wire catcher thing in the drain of your sink. Don't so you don't wash nibs down the drain. Ask how I know. Okay, you know how to clean them. Well, that's fine, but somebody else might not. Let's see. Can you don't ban people from the cell trade? That's a nice place to be. Cool order from Davidoff. Totally wore that when I was a kid. Am I coming to LA? Nope. How do I know? I don't know. Alcohol might mess with the pens, but it's cheap enough. Wait, what's this? Cool order from Davidoff. Oh yeah, no, I see. What's the best nib I've lost down a drain? It only happened once, and I got the nib back because I disconnected power and reached into the thing. I'm not reaching into a garbage disposal without taking the power off the garbage disposal, because I'm not a crazy person, and that's one of my fears, is like you're reaching in there. They did this on Supernatural. I've been rewatching Supernatural a little bit, and the guy's like reaching in there looking for a ring or something, and it turns on by ghosts. Not going to have that happen to me. I mean, ghosts aren't real, but whatever. So really increasing the price? I don't know. I don't know about increasing the price of the 3776. I'd be stuck working mandatory OT. Yeah, that would suck. You have a wiener dog enjoying my live stream? Well, good. I'm glad. Okay, let's get back here. Oh, cleaning lots of FPs. Now I see it, Kimberly. Let's see. Favorite hamburger toppings? I go... favorite is chili, onions, and pickles. If I can get those three things on a hamburger, I'm very happy. Otherwise, I'm a big fan of just pickles, onions, and mustard. I'm not fancy. Let's see. How many cycles in the ultrasonic is too many? Well, here's... well, look, that ghost's going to have to work a little bit harder if it wants to get me without the power. I guess. I don't know. Let's see. How many cycles in the ultrasonic is too many? However many until it gets warm. You don't want to have hot water, so change your water or throw in some ice cubes. I've done both. Both work. Favorite conspiracy theory? So I'm not a conspiracy theorist at all. I do like to hear all the crazy conspiracy theories about like Oak Island and what is the Denver airport has a zillion of them, which I think are kind of hilarious. Like it's a secret underground government bunker for aliens or like all kinds of crazy shit stuff at the Denver airport. So, you know, that one's fun. Ketchup on hot dogs, do or don't? I don't, but I'm cool if you do. I don't care. I just happen to like mustard better than ketchup. And also, hot dogs are really only a chili vehicle for me. I only care chili and pickles on a burger. Yeah, sure. I really only care about the chili on a hot dog, so I don't care about a hot dog by itself. I wouldn't. Why would I eat that? If you give me some of those, some of that chili, it's a good way to get chili in my face. Let's see. Plans for the 2019 garden? Oh, I've got plans. Really, I just got to see what comes up from the 2018 garden, honestly. And then we'll see what happens. Let's see. Lucifer. Anyone a good burger? Yeah, I get it. Salsa and hot dogs? Yeah, okay if it's like a not super wet salsa, I guess. I've never tried it, but it sounds fine. Salsa is kind of good on most things. Conspiracies about Denver Airport are all true. It's possessed. There's a true conspiracy. Honest God, the Smurfs, they're real. Cool. Hamburger relish is good stuff. I don't like relish. I'm out. I hate relish. I like pickles, hate relish. But I'm pretty picky about pickles too, honestly. So I just gotta text Ramaji. Let me see what that says right quick. Hmm. Let's see. Mustard is superior to ketchup. I think so too, but Sam Elliott is Ghost Rider and needs that blue horse. You get it at Wegmans? Are you guys talking about food? Yeah, sometimes. Pick out a guy on Costco hot dogs or muy bueno. Weird. All right, let's see. So yeah, 2019 garden is going to depend on what comes up in the 2018 garden. You know, I put in a whole bunch of new stuff, so I got to see what made it through the winter. Chewbacca says, are those extreme Post-its still hanging tough? Some of them are. Yeah, the ones on my fence outside, still totally there. The one on my porch in the front, still there. It's been since, when did I put those up? June? Maybe, no, July. I put them up early July, and they're still there. So, extreme Post-it notes are extreme, that's for sure. Let's see. Which pens and inks are you starting out 2019 with? I didn't like do a mass cleaning or anything, so just whatever's holding strong from 2018's collection. I am trying to use up the ink that's in pens I have already, but we'll see how that goes. Oh, collector, yeah. So we're just going through some Q&A, and some of them in the early going were about food. What do you call a hot dog with chili, onions, and mustard on it? I call it a chili dog. Ceviche? I like ceviche. Post-its are possessed. They are possessed of mold, or mildew, I guess, now. They're kind of gross. Let's see. Which pens and inks? Oh, yeah, so a whole bunch of stuff. Let me, while I didn't set up this camera, I do have this camera here. So there's some that are sitting there on my desk, and then I've got some up here on my desk. Those are ones that are in, like, these are almost always inked. Or at least have been inked for quite a while, and I use them a lot. I got some Franklin Christoph 45s and multi-pens here, and then this is kind of my, I've been trying to not get a cold, so I've got like zinc and stuff here. Then I've got some of these. Not all of these are inked, like that retro's not inked and that kind of thing, but those are mostly what I'm using. Let's see. How are the internets of the Philly show usually? Don't know because they moved the show. If you're not familiar with the situation, apparently there was some snafu with the hotel decided to do some renovations, and so couldn't suddenly accommodate the show, and so they had to move the show. And so usually the internets at Philly are good. How are they this time? No clue. We'll see if I have a live thing from there next week. Next week, by the way, is the Philadelphia Pin Show, and if all goes well, I will be going. But we'll see how it goes. Hopefully I can do it. Are there any pens I have regretted not buying? There's only really like one. There used to be two. Now there's really only one. There was like an Arco Paragon, an Omos Arco Paragon that I saw at DC several years ago on the year I didn't buy anything at DC. And it was real cheap. I forget how much it was. Like, it wasn't cheap, but it was cheap for an Arco Paragon. And it was beautiful, and I should have bought it. It was some guy just selling off his personal collection, and he had absurd deals. But I was, I don't know, I guess I was feeling cheap or something. And so my trick at that show was I would look at a pen and be like, oh yeah, this is really nice, I like it. Then I'd put it down and come back, and it would be gone. So I didn't buy any pens. So that's the only pen I really regret buying, or not buying there, Aiden. Oh, and in your opinion, what's the most underrated brand that deserves more attention? Who's not getting attention that should? I don't know. I think most of the brands that are getting attention, like, I'm looking around to see what I've got here that's not getting enough attention. I don't know. I think maybe Diplomat, if I had to pick one, I guess, because you don't hear about many Diplomats aside from the Arrow, and they make all kinds of great pens. I've really liked all the Diplomats I've used in the last few years. The Traveler is not my favorite. It's too small and it's kind of fragile. It's not great, but the rest of them, I really like Diplomats. That's probably the most underrated one right now, or at least underrated that needs some attention. Let's see. Chewbacca asks, do you think we'll find proof of extraterrestrial life in our lifetimes? Sure. Could happen. Also, he asks, aside from pens, ink, bags, and knives, that's enough money holes, honestly. What other money hole hobbies can you see yourself getting into? I could easily fall into cameras. Photography is a massive money sink, and I am not in there. But it could be. Just don't wanna. So I've been holding off. I've had the same camera for years, and I plan to keep it until it stops working. Let's see. Detroit, they call it a coney. Oh, what do you call it? Hot dog with chili, onions, and mustard. Detroit, they call it a coney. Weird. New Jersey, they call it a Texas wiener. That's really weird. There's a thing here in North Carolina. They always call, like, Texas burritos or Texas fajitas or something, or fajitas with beef, chicken, and shrimp. In Texas, you don't call them that. Like, that's not a thing. I never had a beef, chicken, and shrimp burrito while I was in Texas. So I don't know. It's kind of weird. I ate a lot of burritos. I mean, look at me. Let's see. What do you think about the new colors of the Opus 88 demonstrator? I briefly saw them on Instagram or something. Look kind of okay. But I'm not a huge Opus 88 fan. Like, they're okay, but I haven't gotten one. I don't need to, I don't think. Hey, Brandon, welcome to the party. My regret for the year is not buying a 3776 Compo. I don't remember. I saw somebody tell me exactly how to say that, and I've forgotten. But that's this swirly teal pen from Platinum. I probably would have regretted it too if Audrey hadn't gotten me one, but she got me one for my birthday. Diplomat of Steam, yeah, good pen. Give you all the toppings. Oof. Want a pen show in Minneapolis? That sounds cold. Love the Diplomat. Okay. You're 6 feet tall at 15. How tall will you be approximately? I don't know. Probably 6 foot. Yeah, that's what Evan says. Good. Hey, how are you? I'm awesome. Pop figurines is another rabbit hole. I don't know. Those are pretty cheap. And I have quite a few, but I don't think they're really a rabbit hole. I guess if I was collecting them and not just having the ones I liked, it could be a rabbit hole. Photography is actually good value over time, just expensive in the short term. Camera bodies last a good 10 years unless you're a pro, and lenses 20 plus. I guess, but I don't know. I mean, the thing is, I'm not ever going to sell photography probably, and so it's like anything I put into it is kind of like just money I sunk into a thing. So I don't know. Would money hole be landscaping and gardening? Oh, geez, Julie, it would be. That's true. Kumpo? Huh. That's a weird way to spell it then, but Kumpo. All right. What movie have you seen the most times? I don't know precisely, but there are some movies that I watched a lot of times. Superbad, I watched a lot of times. When I was in college, I watched Dead Man on Campus a lot of times, and Van Wilder, and also Star Wars. So probably those. Also Back to the Future. I don't know which one I've seen the most times, but probably one of those. Is the cost difference between the 1911 large and standard worth the added size? I don't think so, Andrew. I really like the 1911 large, but it's so much more expensive. It's not $100 better, I don't think. So, nah. Yes, prosperous New Year for you as well. Let's see. All right. So there's some money holes I could get into, Chewbacca. Andrew asks, would you want to do a collaboration with a larger vendor or a more custom maker? I think probably a custom maker, somebody smaller, just because like I'm kind of small potatoes, and I don't think like I could afford to order, I don't know, a zillion Jansports or Ospreys or something, you know. Whereas if I decided to do something with somebody smaller, I could probably do it. Maybe sell the stuff. I don't know. But also, I've never done a collaboration with a vendor, so I don't really know how that would go. I'm just kind of guessing. You can find 1911 standards with 21K nibs? Oh, weird. I think my music nib, my old music nib is 21. Let me see. Everything's fine. Yeah, my old music nib on this this older sailor, which this will definitely not focus on, is 21K. But yeah, they're not very common. They don't make them new, I don't think. Maybe there's just old ones or something? I don't know. Let's see. Imagine all the cool kids were taking the ink challenge. They'd pour an entire bottle of ink over their heads. Which ink would I choose and why? Ooh, I don't know. Something washable? Waterman washable blue. Because that sounds like a bad time. You're going to use the Monstrous Timbuktu messenger bag to travel to Philly? Maybe, although I did just use it to travel to DC over Christmas, and it held a lot of stuff. That Timbuktu is massive, Kimberly. If you were in charge of an ink vault, what would be sealed? That would be sealed forever to keep bottles safe in case you need to bring ink back after the apocalypse. What are your top 3 and apocalypse? Wow, that is really pessimistic. Like there's going to be more than one. What are your top 3 to put in it? Well, you got to have like the standard. So I think I'd have to have a blue and a black. So I'd probably have for blue. I mean, my current favorite blue is this DC Super Show blue from Monteverde. I love this stuff. Black. My go-to black is Sailor's Kiwaguro. It's permanent as well, which is nice. And then maybe I mean, you got to have an orange. So Diamine Pumpkin. There you go. What have I been missing out over here? You take a shower and head to the city. All right, enjoy some Korean food there, Dave. Doesn't that channel limit and large also have? Yeah, the large has a 21K nib. That's true. I don't know if that's where the cost comes from, Bijou. I doubt they cost that much more. Favorite ink of all time? I don't know. It's too many things. There's too many inks. I don't know. Joe, the main difference size is yeah, that's right. Just the size and the fancier nib. Everything's fine. Yep. I dropped a drawer over here. It was a plastic drawer. It was very loud. Do you think there are any big innovations yet to come in nibs and fountain pens and ink? Yeah, sure. Probably. I mean, I'm sure there'll be some new and cool like innovation on filling systems. Like Conid made an innovation on an old filling system, and it's a really cool thing. Nibs, I don't know what the next innovation on nibs is going to be. I bet there's going to be something, but I don't know what it is. I bet it's going to be material science, though. That's my guess. Thoughts on the Sailor Pro Color? Those are the cheaper ones that are like the they have a steel nib, right? Probably fine. I've only got two Sailor steel nibs. One of them's in this Tasha Pinnacle. Everything's fine. It's metal. It's not gonna hurt anything. And it's a good nib, so probably fine. The Pro Color, yeah. Cool. Nice duck joke. Let's see. What would my perfect pocket knife be? Asks Bored and Agitated, who knows I like pocket knives. I don't know. I haven't really thought about that, and that's going to take some thinking. But something with like my favorite points are Tonto points, which for those of you who aren't knife people are like. Here's one. That's a Tonto. It's got this steep slant to the front and then a point, because this gives you a couple of good cutting edges at corners and all kinds of things. So probably one of those in, I don't know, this size with compression lock. Because, man, the compression lock, such a good lock. So there you go. How about that for a beginner? Also, this one has a bottle opener on the back, which is kind of handy. Gotta get back to work. Julie, you don't need to get back to work. All right, see you later, Julie. Let's see. Decent pen with a steel nib for Pro Color. Yep. Brings that bling. Yeah, well, Sailor can also just kind of charge whatever they want. We've seen what they do when they bring a limited run to the U.S. It jacks everything up by a bunch. So I'm trying to go make money for the Billy Pin show. Yep, see you, Angel. Hopefully, actually, I see you this year, Angel. Let's see. If the big three, oh geez, if the big three Japanese pen companies come to you and said, pick and choose parts and we'll make a new collaborative pen named the InkDependence, what would you pick? What would I pick? Honestly, I might make a Pilot 823 with flat ends. So the 823 body and like section, super comfortable, but flat ends on the top and bottom. And then, I don't know, one of those crazy sailor nibs that's all nutty. Probably like that. Because, man, this 823 that Goldspot sent to me, I love this thing. It is great. A great pen. So probably that. That's my immediate pick. Flat top 823 with a crazy sailor body. And maybe some texture. Like give it a Nice texture from the... do I have one of those handy? Nope, I don't have my Nice handy. There. Give it like a Nice texture to the body. There you go. Throw some platinum in there. Because why not? Biggest fountain pen pet peeve? Ooh. Like, do you mean a pet? Well, I don't know. I just take how I want, I guess. Add a magnetic closure? No. Magnetic closures are bad, man. They seem great, but they're... I've never had one where it didn't make the ink dry out in my nib. They have bad cap seals as far as I've ever seen. Although I hear that new Visconti has a decent cap seal, so maybe they fixed that problem. I don't know. Last 3 hours you used to try to find your Mont Blanc 149 with your father's EDC for 30 years, and last found it under the pillow in a chair. Whew! I bet that's got to be a big relief there. Good job. Fountain pen pet peeve. About fountain pens themselves, I hate it when the ink dries out in my nib. I really don't like that. One of the great things about like a gel point or a ball point or something is you can just pick it up after not using it for months and it's ready to go mostly. Whereas the fountain pen, sometimes it's not. Some of them are great, like Platinums and such, have this little inner cap that's spring-loaded and keeps your nib juicy. The new Esty has that as well. Yeah, that's a fountain pen pet peeve of mine. As far as other things that go along with fountain pens, like every time somebody sees I use a fountain pen, pretty much every time they say, oh, do you do calligraphy? No, man. Like, my writing is more or less legible. That's the best I can say. But they get viewed, at least in the US, as like this fancy affected thing that only calligraphers ever use. And that's not true. Sailor, it seems, has got into the business of irritating me. I get it. Stopping specialty nibs. They are going to bring back the specialty nibs, though. So that'll help out, hopefully. Going to the stupid 20 ml bottles and not making many special editions for Europe. Yeah, they're as bad about making special editions for America as they are Europe, at least. However, we haven't seen the 20 ml bottles happen in the US. I've heard rumors, and this is a rumor put on that first question. I just didn't think about it. That the US distributor for Sailor has been sort of pushing back against this move to smaller bottles and higher prices. So hopefully that keeps going. I haven't seen any retailers get rid of the full-size bottles, those dumb little saucer bottles. Although those bottles are terrible, but anything go to the small ones. So it seems like the gentle Four Seasons are still in the same bottles, so that's good for me. And magnetic closure, yep, I don't like it. And color? Oh, is that for a pen? Demonstrator. Yeah, I like a demo. Let's see. If you could magically learn another language just by wishing it so, what would it be? You know, actually, I had a student ask me this question during Day of Truth one time. Oh, hi, Denise, by the way. And I think I have the same answer. And that's, if I could like just snap my fingers or just wish for a new language, I kind of want to learn like Hindustani, which is like, I don't know, the fancy name, I guess, for Hindi. But, an 823 in color. Yeah, there you go. That's a good idea. A colored 823 would be nice. They've only got like 3 of them, right? 4, maybe? Was it brown, black, clear, and amber? That's 4. Yeah, they could do more. 823 is a great pen. I need excuses to have more of them. Yeah, so probably that. It sounds beautiful, and it's very different from anything I speak now or understand now, so I think that would be kind of cool. So, like, Hindustani. I think that'd be neat. The classic D&D alignment chart. Which one do I identify with most? Let me pull up the D&D alignment chart. Let's see. Browser source. Nope. Wrong thing. Let's go here because I have a Firefox. View image. All right. So this is the alignment chart, which is weirdly out of place. There we go. Somebody just linked me one. I already found one, man. Let's see. I think I would have to go for probably kind of chaotic good, I would imagine. I like that. Let's see what we came up with here. Hold on a sec. Oh man, this is a comprehensive one, huh? Woo! Goodness. Let's see if my kid got. What do y'all think I would pick? Makes his own way, but he's kind of benevolent. He believes in the goodness and right, but has little use for laws and regulations. Hates it when people try to intimidate others and tell him what to do. Follows his own moral compass, which, although good, may not agree with that of society. Yup. Chaotic good it is, folks. I think that's it. When you're knocking things over? Yeah, right. Most memorable question from a recent day of truth. The language thing was pretty good. I'll have to think about that. Ethicists in your experience tend to lean toward chaotic good. Yeah, I believe that. That's part of our. It's kind of what we do, man. Let's see. Now I have to go back to finding this thing. All right. Hamburger toppings, Philly show, not regretted buying, Japanese pen thing, D&D alignment. Yeah, good. If you were to make your current salary a teaching salary doing InkDependence stuff full time, would you want to? Yeah, sure. That'd be awesome. Yeah, sure. That'd be cool. I don't know of a way I could do that, but that'd be cool. Yeah. I think teaching is incredibly important, and that's why I do it. But, I mean, you're asking if I could have fun doing my hobby for money all the time? Yeah, all right, sure. Why not? Let's see. Back to the chat here. Most memorable. Oh yeah, that. Most memorable question from the recent day of truth. I don't know. Actually, off the top of my head, I'll think about it though, Beth. Let's see. If you could swap any skill you have for another, what would you swap and for what? The ability to juggle, be able to do a handstand. That sounds like fun. I don't know. Like, do I have skills? What skills do I have? I don't even know what my skills are that I would want to swap. I think if I have a thing that I recognize as a skill now, it's pretty important. I mean, maybe something silly like my ability to, like, I'm very good at washing dishes. My ability to wash dishes, I would swap for the ability to balance things on my nose like a seal. How about that? There you go. Best nickname and the worst nickname you've ever received in your life. I never really had many nicknames, honestly. Like, my dad would have nicknames for me a little bit. When I was a little kid, Dad would call me, Moose, which I always thought was kind of funny. He stopped calling me Moose when it was apparent that I wasn't going to be a moose. And then for a while there, I had this nickname. Let me see if it means something I don't know. Let's see. Oh, it actually is kind of nice. My dad used to call me Mugwump. That was a thing that he called me for years. I don't know why exactly, but I do like it, and it does apply. A mugwump, as defined by the dictionary.com here, is a person who remains aloof or independent, especially from party politics. Yeah, I'm cool with that. I've always felt like I was pretty independent politically and all that kind of jazz. But yeah, I like that. So aloof and independent. That's me. All right. Let's see. This one from Becky here, who's in the chat, says, I think, reposted something, says, I think everyone's a mixture of two Good Place characters, and mine are Eleanor and Jason. Eleanor and Jason. Yeah, that's pretty funny. Which two am I? I don't know. I feel like that's something I shouldn't say myself. So if y'all are Good Place fans, please tell me who I'm a mix of. I think I have a guess. Aloof and InkDependent. That's right. I'm not aloof. You're aloof. So I don't know, if you can think of a couple of Good Place characters and you think I'm in the between them, let me know, because I I have a guess, but I'm not sure what it means about me. Did I find a new coffee grinder yet? My poor coffee grinder, which is you think you're Cheaty and Tahani. Nice. Yeah, that sounds good. Like, I feel like I have to be a Cheaty because I'm a philosophy professor, a moral philosophy professor. Like, Cheaty and I have the same job. Have a deeper origin on Wikipedia based on late 1800s Republican Party politics. Yikes. I don't even know, man. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if Evan, you do the research and tell me if that's a good thing or not. You love The Good Place. So do I. It's a great show. I have a guess. We'll come back to that one, but y'all throw out some guesses there. Let's see. New coffee grinder. Yeah, so my coffee grinder that I've had since like high school, so like mid-90s or something. Oof. Yikes. Mid-90s, I think is biting the dust. I ground some coffee yesterday and it didn't... It's a blade grinder with like one button. It's this little brawn thing, and I've had it for 20-something years. So it's finally biting the dust, and so I'm going to have to get a new one. Everybody on the Slack has already told me that I absolutely cannot buy a blade grinder under any circumstances. Fine, I'll get a burr grinder. Probably it's going to be something like that. I found like a $30 one from Mr. Coffee or something. We'll see how that goes. I'm not going to drop like $100 on a coffee grinder. I'm just not that fancy. Let's see. Mike, have you gotten any philosophy ideas from The Good Place? Like, honestly, a lot of the stuff that they tackle in The Good Place is conical burr only. I don't even know what the difference is, but conical burr seems to be like $100 and regular old burr is like $30. I think I'll maybe save the $70. I'm not fancy enough to need something super fancy. I wouldn't notice probably. So like I was saying, most of the stuff they cover on The Good Place is actually stuff that we cover in like an intro philosophy class, which is awesome because those are really cool topics to get people involved in the subject and like thinking about these problems they never thought about before. But it also means that they're things that I do in class. So I haven't really gotten any ideas, but there's sometimes I see an episode, I'm like, yes, this is one I need to show, or we'll watch it in philosophy club or something. So, yep. Let's see. What's my Myers-Briggs type? Here's a funny story. I don't have one. I have taken the Myers-Briggs personality assessment a zillion times, and it always comes back inconclusive. So, yeah, I don't think I have one. I'm definitely an extrovert. They all agree on that. There's like 100% accuracy on extrovert. They are sure. And then the other three letters are just a toss-up. Who knows? And this kept me from getting a job one time because when I was working at Papacitos back in the day, is because I have no personality. That's right. Or my personality cannot be defined by 4 letters. When I was working at Papacitos, which is a fancy Mexican joint in Texas back in the day, they wanted me to be a manager, and I wanted that too because it was way more money. But in order to be a manager, you had to take the Myers-Briggs, and you had to have like a particular kind of a personality. They never told me which one they were looking for, but I failed the personality test every single time. And then I finally talked to I guess they had somebody come in and give me one because they were like, we don't know why you keep failing. So they brought in a human person to like administer a test, which must have cost them money. But he was looking at my results and stuff. He's like, yeah, this comes up inconclusive. And there's like, no, there's a confidence score is the deal. And he said it's because I was a philosopher. And that philosophers just do badly on the test because we read the questions in different ways or something. So I don't know. Maybe there is a Myers-Briggs type for me, but I don't know what it is or how to figure it out. What's your favorite coffee? Favorite coffee. Yeah, the personality fit test failed me. I'll take that. That's fine. I don't know what my favorite coffee is. The thing I come back to most often is I drink Starbucks Veranda, which is like a nice like light roast morning blend kind of coffee, but it's got a good flavor to it. But if I'm a little fancier, my favorite coffees are almost always from Guatemala. I love Guatemalan coffee. It's great. Ignore the foul language from Bored and Agitated here. F, Marry, Kill. Wed, Bed, Behead. Thanks, Alexander. The Pilot Custom 74, the Sailor 1911 Standard, or the Platinum 3776. Kill wipes off the face of the earth all models of the pen. Marry is your only pen. And Bed will occasionally text you at 1 a.m. for booty calls. Ooh. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna I'm gonna bed the Pilot Custom 74 because occasionally I really like that pen. I've got one over here, actually. Well, somewhere it's in this bin of things that need to be cleaned. It's a great pen, but I don't want to use it all the time just because it's not exactly my style. I will probably marry the 3776 because I have like 4 or 5 of those here on my desk, and I keep going back to them. And I guess I got to kill the 1911. The nib on the 1911 is not my favorite nib. Like I always have to have them worked on and smoothed because they have this weird little beak thing on the end of the nib, and it doesn't work with me very well. So, yeah. So, marry the Platinum, hook up with the 74, and kill the 1911. Womp womp. All the Hobbies asks, are you regretting asking us yet? No. As I said here, no, definitely not. I love these absurd questions and that kind of stuff. What is one pie flavor that should survive? Apple. Apple indeed. Could live without the Platinum. Yeah, I get it. That's just all down to a matter of taste. It's not that I hate the 1911. I mean, I have a bunch of those too. It's just that I always seem to have them worked on. All right, Evan finished his research. Interesting stuff that is too esoteric to bog down the chat with. Final verdict is that mugwumps are neutral to good. Cool. Mark Twain was a self-identified mugwump. Okay, that's actually probably where my parents would get that thing. It's from Mark Twain. My mother, as I've said, is an English professor, and my dad probably read that. And I'm not sure how aware he was of 1800s politics. On a scale of rusty pliers to diamond chandelier, how fancy are you? Titanium garden shears. Are you still liking the FC Vagabond? Love the size. The current knockoff refuses to lay flat. I mean, your current knockoff, like, you mean the paper or the actual folder? I like the folder a lot. I'm not using it right at this moment. It is just slightly out of reach, honestly, because I've put a whole bunch of stuff in my Cur now because it's slightly bigger and that's just what I've been carrying. But yeah, all of it. Yeah, I still like the FC Vagabond. I'm a big fan of the paper. It's a great refill. I like the cover too. I've got no real complaints. Although I will say that I think maybe because of heat, the waxed canvas seemed to get the inside covers of the journals a little bit, like, I don't know, greasy or waxy or something. So maybe it's like just got a slight bit of oil give off or something. I don't know. But it's quite good. I like it a lot. Alexander says, "Would you rather fill in a coloring book full of pictures of animals or of plants?" I'm gonna say plants. I like animals a whole lot, but I think animals have more fiddly little parts than plants do, and I am not the best colorer. So, let's see. In the social media world, what do you think it will take to create a viable competitive Facebook for sharing pictures of kids with your family members and with friends who don't want to see that? It's called Google Plus. They have these circles. You should look into Google Plus. I hear it's real good. Evan asks if Theseus. Oh, geez. Yeah, this is actually my icon over here with the little face palm. If Theseus has a vintage fountain pen that he keeps restored, but also uses, and over time must replace each individual element of the pen one by one, the sack, the feed, the barrel, the nib, the cap band, etc., at what point is this a restored pen, and at what point has he built a new pen? I don't know the answer to that question. I know that, Dapper Man, that was part of the joke. Yeah, I don't know the answer to that question. The Ship of Theseus is what this comes from. And it's this story of this guy, as with this pen, who has a ship, and as he sails from one port to another, he's constantly throwing off pieces. Hey, Mr. Nose is in the house. How's it going, bud? And so, at some point, he will have replaced every part of his ship. Want to come over? Come on. That's a good boy. I have to move my microphone here so he can get in the frame. Hi. Listen. There you go. Good boy. Good nose. So I don't know what the answer is. I mean, I don't know. I honestly don't know. That's one of those philosophical quandaries that I think is super hard to answer. Like, in one sense, whichever pen you identify as yours, like that's my pen, and that's the same pen. I've had the same configuration more or less over time, and I recognize it as my pen. That seems to be good enough, because really what this question is about personal identity. And so if something like, I don't know, if I get like a heart transplant, a liver transplant, and I don't know, it's like new skin or whatever, maybe some new corneas, am I still the same dude? Yeah, I think so. But that's because like my motivating focus, the mind bit, the thing that like creates the history of me, that seems to stay the same. So I don't know. I don't know how it works with pens and inanimate objects, man. But that is a great question. It's definitely worth looking at. Hashtag Team Knows. I am still working on those stickers, by the way. I'm trying to get a good picture of Scraggles, and that is proving very difficult because she's a black, scraggly dog, and so pictures of her are hard to take. She has bad contrast with her backgrounds. Hi, bud. This cat has been ignoring me and snuggling with Clipsy all day, so this is the first time I've really seen him out and about. He's been hanging out on the couch. Let's see. You blame the port. Oh. Let's see. Have I read J.J. Abrams' version of the Ship of Theseus? Nope. The mind stays, the brain cells will change out. Yeah, that's right, I think. I'm kind of a physicalist when it comes right down to it. So I think really that mind's just our brains, but there's some like narrative we have about ourselves that continues being us over time. That's my more complicated idea. Let me move my face down a little bit. All right, cool. I like it. If you teleport a pen across the world, is it the same pen? Yeah, I think so. I'm not at all worried about teleporter accidents because, you know, I care about minds and like coherent narratives of the self more than like physical bits. Let's see. Do I have a Crusac Legend Scrimshaw Moby Dick pen? And if so, will I generously sell it to him at a very low price? I don't have one, so sorry. Those Crusac Scrimshaw Moby Dicks. Let me see if I can find a picture of them for you. Right, quick. Let's see. Here's one. Yeah, so this is the pen that he's talking about there. This is a Scrimshawed. It looks like it has a Cocobolo cap, and then this is Antler. He gets he has an antler guy that just goes into the woods in Alaska or whatever and picks up antlers and sells it to him by the case. So he gets big chunks of antler. This is all naturally dropped. Nobody suffered for this. And then it's all Scrimshawed. So he does the original illustration and stuff, and then he has a machine which will reproduce Scrimshaw for him at some point. So that's kind of cool, but I don't have one. Sorry. Let's see. Theseus' ship became more interesting to me after reading Barthez on semiotics. That is out of my wheelhouse, man. Sorry. Would you rather read Thomas Howe's Leviathan or listen to someone you profoundly disagree with for 12 hours straight? I'd rather read the Leviathan. I actually kind of like the Leviathan. It's weird, but I like... I've the one that I assign my students is not the one that I have, because you can get it on Project Gutenberg for free, and so I do. But I really like all the odd capitals and the weird diction and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I'd rather listen or read Leviathan. Also, I think it's kind of a good book. I think it's well done. It's well done. A little pedantic at times, but well done. Let's see. Andrew says Star Trek is better than Doctor Who. I'm not sure if that's what he means. I don't know. Is that Star Trek or Doctor Who? In that case, yes. I like both. I'm a big fan of both. There's a Dalek behind me. There's a TIE fighter in front of me. Also, all kinds of other stuff. So there's two Wookiees. I don't know. Both. I refuse to pick. Do I have any tattoos? I don't. No tattoos. And here's why. I was told as a young child a few times, and this is one of the few things I remember from my maternal grandfather, that when I was hunted, it would be good not to be identifiable by my markings. So yeah, I don't really have any scars. I don't have any tattoos. I feel like I could disappear if I had to. So there you go. But if I had the ability to get one that would last, say, 2 years and then disappear, what would I get? I don't know. Probably something fountain penny. Honestly, I'd want something kind of esoteric that nobody would necessarily recognize as being a fountain pen unless you knew what was going on. But I don't know what exactly. I mean, I really like my logo. I think that's a darn good thing to use. But I don't know. The reason I've never gotten a tattoo is really because I just haven't decided of what I need to have. I see what you're doing there, Stylographica. Oh, man. All right. Let's see. How about a hybrid tech where your matters... Oh, this is more teleporter stuff. Not going to do too much teleporter stuff here. I think my logo would be good. Like, nobody really knows what it is. Although it also seems a little pretentious to put your own logo on yourself, but I don't know, man. Maybe. That's the logo. This little eye. Also, hey, thanks to those of you who have ordered stickers. If you've ordered any stickers from me, I have sent them. So that's real fun. So, you know, check that out. Parker 5th Technology Tattoo. That's true. What would that look like? Let me see. I forget what the logo is. Is there a logo for it? Or is it just a weird nib? I'm looking at logos right quick. For those of you who are not aware, Parker 5th generation or 5th tech is this weird thing, which is, it looks like a fountain pen, but it's actually a direct ink marker. There's a better view of it. And so you actually have a refill in there. It's like a roller ball or a ballpoint refill. It just happens to look like the thing. Just a fake nib and feed. Yeah. Oh, here's what the refill looks like. Isn't that weird? Like they built the feed thing into the refill. I don't know. Very, very strange. But yeah, that's kind of cool, actually, that fake nib and feed. This one. There you go. Yeah, that'd be kind of neat. Yeah, maybe that. Yeah, yeah. All right. Dick pen. Let's see. Oh, wrong window. That's why I can't make anything move. Your brain sees what it wants to see. That's probably true. You are what you eat versus the clothes versus the man versus any other stupid similar aphorism. I like dress for the job you want. I think that's pretty cool. It's a fine liner refill. Yeah, it's kind of like a fine liner. It's really... it's the same thing as... this kind of thing. This is a Papermate Liquid Flare, and it's got this kind of tip, which I don't know if I can actually make it focus on. Hey, there we go. It's got this kind of tip, which is basically a porous plastic tip that ink just flows through. So it's kind of fountain penny. I like these a lot, but it's a little bit better than a fine liner. Fine liners for me just don't ever put down enough ink. They look pale and stuff. See you later, Evan. Take care, man. Thanks for the cool questions and for looking up what mugwumps are. All right. So yeah, just for the job you want. I like that. If you dress a little bit fancier than you need to, then people take you a little bit more seriously for some reason. At least in my profession. Maybe there are others that aren't the same. Also, I'm wearing a NASA shirt. Maybe somebody will hire me to be a scientist. Let's see. A question too far for the cast. List the stupid aphorisms you know. I don't know. I know a whole bunch of those. I don't know about aphorisms, but like little sayings and stuff like that. They seem to be real common out in the country. My wife Audrey doesn't always claims she's never heard of them. Like most of them, it turns out, which is kind of weird. But finer than frog hair is one of my dad's favorites. I like that one as well. And then dark like the inside of a rock. That's also a really good one. Raining cats, dogs, and hammer handles. Raining like a cow peeing on a flat rock. That's one I grew up with as well. Yeah, I like those kind of things. Those are fun. Let's see. The marker colors are nice. Yeah. Oh, yeah, for the fine liners and stuff. Yeah. Boss once told me to dress the job I want. Asked what you plan on wearing tomorrow. That's the right answer. Good job, Stylographica. Cameron, what's your favorite nib grade, including and excluding specialty nibs? Broad. Probably like a broad stub. Something like a broad stub. Broad sig. Really? It's my favorite, I think. Red or green? Green. Let's see. What cryptozoological creature do you wish existed? So, for those of you who don't know, a cryptozoological creature, is one of these creatures like the chupacabra or the Bigfoot that doesn't really exist, but people think it does and like to talk about. So my favorite cryptozoological creature. Let me do a little research right quick. Let's see. I'm going to just get a list of cryptids. Here we go. List of cryptids. Oh, there's so many. Wow. Wow. Hold on a sec. Let's, so there's a lot of cryptids out there, yo. This is funny. The bunyip, which is this giant lake, like a lake cat. Man, all kinds of weird stuff. You got Nessie and Champ. Champ, the Lake Champlain monster. Nobody ever hears about that one unless you're up in the Northeast. But yeah, Champ, the Lake Champlain monster. I grew up going up to Vermont for summers sometimes, and Champ was the thing we knew about up there for sure. Chessie, Chesapeake Bay monster. The Jungle Walrus. That sounds badass. I want that to be a thing. The Kraken. I'd be pretty safe from the Kraken, but it would really disrupt shipping, I think. So maybe not that. Sea serpents, Selma, Ogopogo. Yeah, those are cool. I'm going to say probably Bigfoot. I wish there were Bigfoots, and I hope they're like benevolent Bigfoots. Chupacabras do exist. I don't know about that. Hi, Mr. Nose. Welcome back. Welcome back. All right. Bunyips scare the crap out of you kids while watching Australian cartoon. Nice. Also, they got drop bears. Australia's got bunyips and drop bears. That's good stuff. But yeah, I'm hoping Bigfoots and benevolent Bigfoots is what I'm looking for. Oops, wrong button. So that one. Or fantasy, mythological, etc. I mean, it'd be cool if there were things like La Lenora? I don't even know that one. Let me see if I can copy and paste that. That is one I didn't even know. Is this the lady in the water? Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, I get it. Yep, that's the one I thought it was. Yep. Lady in the water. Jackalopes. Oh, that would be cute. Yeah, and harmless probably. Yeah, there you go. Jackalopes. Let's see. If you could have a nom de plume, is that the right term? And I hope it is. What would it be? I'm not going to tell you. I do have one in mind, but it also is the one that I will get put on my fake passport if I ever have to disappear and be untrackable. I will tell you that Audrey and I already have those worked out, and so I can't tell you. Sorry. What about Edgar Allan Poe? That'd be funny. That would be funny. If you did a pen collab with Franklin Christoph, what would it look like? You know, I've actually thought about that quite a lot. The answer is I haven't decided. I don't even know what model I'd want to do, honestly. I haven't talked to Scott about it or anything, but I have thought about it. That is, talking to Scott about it at some point. But yeah, I don't know, man. What it look like? I'd probably do like I don't know, what hasn't really been done as a collab. Probably I don't know, maybe a real cool Model 3 or something. Nobody's really done one of those in a while. The 45 long is a great pen. I love the 45 long, so maybe one of those. And I'd probably have somebody like Woodshed Mike or Carolina Jonathan make me up a thing. I haven't really thought about Gizmo. I don't know if Gizmo counts as a cryptid. It's a movie character. Hey, Jim, welcome. Muggle, I get you gremlins? Yeah, that's true. You don't want that. No Gizmo. Let's see. Favorite food that Audrey won't eat? Probably fish. I love fish, and Audrey won't eat it. Or shrimp. She won't eat shrimp. Those are my favorites that Audrey won't eat. Fish and shrimp. Also, I'm crap at cooking them, so I never cook them. So I only get them if I go out to eat somewhere or if a relative will do it. Flying out in 7 hours. Coming back to the old U.S., eh? Well, let's see. Anything good on its way in the mail? No, I don't have anything on the way in the mail. I've got a pen show coming up next weekend, so nothing's being ordered. I am good. No to gremlins? Yeah, I saw gremlins. No to that. The hooker gremlin? Very disturbing. Let's see. Will 2020 be full of retrospective reviews? I don't know. When did I start this blog? I think I wrote it down somewhere. Because I can never remember. Blog began in 2012. Huh, interesting. But I guess I've only been doing this for 6 years. Odd. Wait, is that right? 2/15/12. Yeah, I guess that's when I started doing pen stuff. Yeah, so maybe 2022, but not 2020, I don't think. Oh, because it's 2020? I get it now. If Jenny, the Inked Well, says, have you ever just had a pen that you wanted to love, but had that one thing you couldn't overcome? Whew. Yeah, definitely. Do I have one with me here? One sec, I'll be right back. Where's my pointer? Okay, I'm back. Let me look at my case here. Let's see. Stuff that I really wanted to love, then just couldn't do it. This pen right here is the Faber-Castell Basic. I love this pen, but as you'll see, it doesn't have a nib in it because this plastic section breaks always. So also the caps are a little bit tacky to me now. I think this rubberized stuff is not aging well. So Faber-Castell Basic has a cracky cap, or a section rather, and that sucks. The new one, I think, has a metal section that's got the rings in it, so that's pretty good. Looking for another one here. There definitely is one. This one. I really want to love this pen, but I don't. I don't dislike it enough to sell it yet. But this pen just doesn't fit my hand well. There's something about the length of it uncapped that is just a little bit short, and then it doesn't post super well for some reason. Everything's fine, I caught it in my lap. But it doesn't post very well. So I might have to sell this or pass it on to somebody who has a smaller hand. Because I think if this were posted, it would be very comfortable because the weight is right here in the middle and it sits in the web of your hand. But the Faber-Castell E-Motion, while I love most of the things about this pen, it just kind of doesn't work for me. Any others in here that fall into that category? I don't know. Those are the two. Those are the big two. Yep. And sadly, both Faber-Castell, because I love Faber-Castell pens in general, just those two kind of bug me. All right, so what else do we have here? There's that one. All right. Favorite blue-black inks, same with brown. Favorite blue-black inks. I love Sailor Yonaga, which is one of their Shikiori ink. Shikiori Yonaga is a great blue-black. In fact, it's actually the ink that's been in this pen since I started reviewing Yonaga, I think. I used up a whole sample in this pen, and then I bought a bottle, and it just lives in this pen because I love it so much. So Yonaga, Sailor Shikiori Yonaga, awesome blue-black. Also, Monteverde blue-black is very good. Pilot blue-black in the bottle, I think, is pretty darn good. For browns, Franklin Christoph's Brown 732 is great. Monteverde's Scotch Brown is great. Scotch Brown lives in this pen. The same drawer just keeps falling out. It's this drawer that has like 3 pens in it. Scotch Brown lives in this Coke bottle, antique glass pen, which is kind of fun. Those are probably my favorite browns off the top of my head. There's a bunch of like weird green brown stuff. That is not probably what he's looking for. Jim's got his melatonin. That's good. Bungbox 4B. Yeah, I hear 4B is really good, but I've never used it. I've got a sample of it. I just haven't gotten around to using it yet, but it does look good. Also, Athena makes a really cool looking blue-black, but that's hard to get, I think. Some of my wetter inks. The wet inks are like... somebody actually asked me not too long ago what I'm talking about when I'm saying something's like a wet ink or a dry ink. And so the bookends for me on wet and dry inks are, on the wet side, Aurora Black. That stuff is just super wet. It flows in anything. If your pen is not broken, Aurora Black will flow through it. But it's also super wet. So if you have a wet pen or even like a regular pen, it might be too wet for you. If you have a dry pen, this will make your nib work really well. On the other hand, dry inks, anything from the Pelikan 4001 series, or I find, as I remember, like the Blackstone inks were fairly dry. Any of the Kaio inks, the Kyo, Kyo no Oto or Kyo Iro are those are very, very dry. So those are my wet and dry pens, or wet and dry inks. So wetter inks, there are some of the some diamines are quite wet. That Aurora is very wet. Wet inks will have viscosity closer to that of water. Sometimes, but also not always. Like they'll have a like less surface tension or something perhaps, but not less viscous maybe. So like Aurora Black is very opaque and it doesn't run exactly like water, but it flows very, very wet through a nib. I think it has to do with like surface tension or something, like surfactants and that kind of thing, more than it does viscosity necessarily. Although if you have a very viscous ink, it generally isn't very wet. So something like that. I am not a chemist or a fluid dynamicist. Dynamist. But yeah, there you go. Let's see. Do you have a go-to ink for inking up new pens? I used to. Like the thing I used to put in everyone first would be one of the Waterman blues. I want to say it's like Serenity Blue or something, or Aurora Black. But I haven't done that in a while. Now I've just been kind of inking up whatever I never put a new ink in a new pen. That's I never do that because I would never know what the hell was going on with that pen. So, yeah. Some wet inks that don't look very saturated. Yeah, no, that's true. It's I don't think it really has to do with that necessarily. You can oversaturate an ink such that it won't flow, but that's not the only factor. Maybe not even a necessary factor. Let's see. So go-to ink, yeah, Watermans are great for that, and so is Aurora Black. I don't like Aurora Blue, and I don't like Aurora Blue Black because it's a purple and it's dry. They put too much blue in there, and their blue is a purple. So let's see. Cupcake Girl asks, what should she bake for the Philly Pen Show? She's got chocolate chip cookies, rum cake, and crack brownies. Chocolate brownies with Reese's, Rolos, and M&M's. Woof. That's too many things. You can't decide on a cupcake. My favorite cupcake that she does is margarita cupcakes. I like those the best. She makes them with like a tequila shot basically in the middle. Definitely rum cake. And as I say here, her rum cake is basically rum. It's mostly rum. Yeah, that's Sandra. Mostly rum cake. She brought one to a Pelican Hub one time, and I don't know how she didn't get pulled over on the way to the place, because her car must have just been leaving the scent of rum behind it. Let's see. It's tonight a pizza night? I sure hope so, Becky. Let's see. What pens am I bringing to Philly to let other people play with? I don't know. I've got a couple on the list that people wanted to see, but it's Philly, so I don't really have to leave stuff at home if I want to bring it, because we drive to that show. But I don't know if there's especially if you're on the Slack or you're going to be at the Philly Pen Show, hit me up if there's a pen that you've seen on my channel or you think I might have, and I'll try to remember to bring it. But I don't know. I mean, I'll probably bring this new duofold that I just got, because that's kind of cool. I'll bring the 823 in the smoke, because that's not around very much. Oh, I just found out that I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be participating as is RoboJim in the fountain pen, what do they call it? The fountain pen meetup speed dating, whatever the thing is. And I'm going to be doing a table on nib grinds and different kinds of nibs. So I'll have italics and stubs and music nibs and Waverleys and everything from extra fine up through double broad. I'll have SIGs. I'll have, I don't know, all kinds of things with me. You are? Oh, I thought you were, Jim. I had heard you were. I don't know. Talk to Van S. The rum cake is kind of like a pirate cake. I mean, I don't know what a pirate cake is, but it's just full of rum. There you go. You'll be, oh, Jesse will also be at a table. Cool. Good to know. Surprise. Yeah, surprise. You're doing a thing. Or not. Whatever. Talk to Lisa. I don't know. Let's see. If Jenny asks, if a Lamy and a Visconti had a pen love child, what would it be and what filling system would it have? I don't know. Should we make this go terrible or go well? I don't really know what a pen love child is. Like, I don't know if it's supposed to be a good thing or a bad thing. So if it's going to be a bad thing, it'll be a Safari with a broken palladium nib and the Visconti arch clip that the name rubs off of, made out of it's going to be made out of Safari material, but it's going to cost $400. If it was good, it would be a Lava 2000. Yeah, it would be a Lamy 2000 made of lava with a power filler. Yeah, there you go. That's good and bad. Could be like the twins when I wanted DeVito. Yeah, that's right. We'd have a good one, which is the Lava Lamy 2000 with a power filler, and it could be a bad one, which would be that horrible monstrosity I just described. Let's see. Favorite dessert and why? I don't actually eat a whole lot of dessert. I guess my favorite dessert's probably cookies. I like a good cookie. I'm not a huge cake fan. I like a cupcake all right, but most of the time it's not really my jam. I like a good cookie. And I'm a little controversial, but one of my favorite kinds of cookies are these that I've been resisting eating. These are oatmeal raisin. I love an oatmeal raisin cookie. And I also love those peanut butter blossom cookies with a Hershey Kiss in the middle. Those are my favorites. So yeah, probably a cookie, because you can eat like one or two of them, or you can eat a box of them. Depends on what you're into. If you eat a cake, like if you make a cake, you're committed to a cake. And it's hard to share a cake. Like you bring like a quarter of a cake to work or something with you. Nobody wants to eat that cake. But cookies, everybody will take a cookie. Chocolate or vanilla ice cream, says Braden. Chocolate. Vanilla is just kind of like the most boring, basic color, and it's color. Yes, but also flavor. It's kind of nothing. So, nah. Chewy or crispy? Chewy. Crispy cookies are not my jam. Dr. Brownie's worst nightmare? I don't know Dr. Brownie, so I don't know. Like, I've seen him on Slack, but I don't know him. Oatmeal raisin's good, but I hate when you mistake them for chocolate chip. Yeah, I get it. If you like get a thing you're not expecting, that sucks. The smell of single malt ink is delicious. What does that have? I believe you. Guess someone has to like oatmeal raisin. Yeah, I'll take them out of there. That's fine. The best lime. Oatmeal raisin is the best lime ever. Oatmeal and raisins are healthy together. They are. Oh, yeah, I get it. Yeah. I don't know. I like them. Let's see. Does toilet paper go over or under? It goes over unless you are some kind of terrible barbarian or you're trying to keep your cat from destroying the toilet paper roll. We had our toilet paper rolls actually go under for quite a while because the cat would, like Mr. Nose, actually, who's a beautiful cat, but he would go and he would get the toilet paper roll and just go like this until it was just all everywhere and shredded. And that's no good. But I put it under a few times, or it goes under the back of the wall, and he got bored and has never touched it since. Are bow ties cool? Yes. What about fedoras? Not really. You have to be a very particular person to pull off a fedora. Why is the rum gone? Probably we drank it. Who let the dogs out? I don't know. Probably a careless dog walker. When let the dogs out? I don't know. Previously. Why let dogs out? Because they need to run free as a beast, I guess. Let's see. Do not drink the ink. That's true. Don't do it. Oatmeal raisin. Are you saying that oatmeal raisins are great? Because I agree with you. You're right. We're almost out of questions, actually. Oh, well, it's only been an hour and a half. If a Dalek could mix an ink, what color do you think it would be? I mean, classically, Daleks haven't been very colorful, but there have been recently some Daleks that are very colorful. I think they'd probably go for red like blood, the color of extermination. Yeah. Let's see. Favorite sonic screwdriver model? I actually saw this one early, and so I found my favorite sonic screwdriver model. Kind of. It's actually hard to find pictures of just a sonic screwdriver. But it is this one. Right here. David Tennant, the 10th Doctor's sonic screwdriver. It is chill, it is small, it is not overly complicated, it has a little blue light on it. I believe Chris Eccleston actually used the same kind of one as the 9th Doctor. But like this one from Matt Smith is just too nonsense. The current Doctor, I think, has some weird like slopey sports car looking one. I don't know about that. But 9th and 10th Doctors, that's what's up. Dalek? Yeah, that's right. Favorite EDC item apart from pens and knives? I don't know. I don't really care much aside from a pen and a knife. I guess my wallet? I don't know. Like, I don't carry a flashlight or a torch or anything. I'm just like, it's on my phone. It's good enough. I don't really wear a watch except for my Apple Watch. I guess that's a good thing. 10th screwdriver is pretty awesome. I agree. I think it's understated. Gets the job done. Plus, David Tennant, best Doctor. Fight me. The sunglasses version, says Chewbacca. Sunglasses version is not a bad version, actually. That's you can take it anywhere. It doesn't look all crazy. Seems good. Yeah, favorite EDC item? Probably my iPhone. That's right. Yeah. Interesting question. What pen, if any, do you re-ink the most often? I don't think I can answer that question because there are several that I have ink in perpetually. This is a Bexley Phoenix. I've shown it before, I think. This has got Sailor's, actually just a little bit, actually I'm running out, of Sailor's Kiwaguro in there. And it's been in this pen for years. I cleaned it once or twice just to, for pen maintenance reasons, but it just lives in this pen because it performs so darn well here, and I always have a need for a waterproof black. So this one's always inked. But several others are as well, so it's not like that's the only one. I keep a couple of my Twisbees. My 2 vac Twisbees are always inked. My Pelicans, I think, are always inked. I have several Franklin Christophs that are always inked. Like my Panther 40s are always inked. This one's got ink in it now. Tasha Eby. I got to do that one soon as an ink review. But yeah, several of them stay inked. So hard to answer. Interesting set of questions from All the Hobbies and Paper Late. Man. How much of the shading comes in ink comes down to the ink versus the pen? So can you make a shading ink look saturated in the right pen, or a saturated ink look like a shading one? Mostly it's the ink. I mean, there are... So can you make a shading ink look saturated in the right pen? Not really. There are some pens that seem to... Like a very wet fine nib can make a shading ink look saturated on the right paper. Scott asks about it was the paper. Let me scroll this down a little bit right here. And so you can a little bit, but mostly not. It's mostly down to the ink, I think. But can you make a saturated ink look like a shading one? Sometimes. So there are a couple of nibs that I have. One of them is on a pen that's broke. But like a wide, dry stub can do it. I have a Conklin stub that's a little bit dry. It's a 1.1 stub. It's a very wide 1.1. Also, the Franklin Christoph music nib, like if you tune it the right way, it can make a saturated ink look a little less saturated, like make it shade a little bit more, just because it takes the ink and spreads it out. But most of the time, it doesn't work that way. It's usually the case that, it's the ink. Am I excited about the Opus 88 Chloro demonstrator? I haven't seen one. I mean, I've seen a couple of pictures, but I think I answered that at the very beginning. Oh, I got Alexander coming in the last couple of minutes. Man, going down hill here. Let's see. No fight tense is the best. Good. Unpopular fountain pen opinion. I don't know if I have any that are. I mean, I'm pretty anti like cheap Chinese knockoff pens. I think if you're going to steal somebody's design, that's not cool, and I'm not going to support it. That might be a little unpopular. I tend to like Schaefer pens, even modern ones. That's a little bit unpopular, perhaps. I know some people give them a lot of crap, but I like them a lot. Yeah, I don't know what else I have that's unpopular. There might be some. The Panther 40, as this person, Andrew, says, and keep missing out on them. Yeah, they are hard to find. But yeah, some people also think those are stupid looking. So I love them, but that's just a matter of taste. Hi, Clipsy. She's apparently been sleeping under my desk. Let's see. You modern Schaefer? I don't know, man. I like them. I like them. Do I have one over here? Nope. It's either dirty or put away. But like Schaefer Intensities, I love them. There are a few others I think are really good too. I might need a nap before pizza. I'm tired. Might do it. Gotta keep the questions going. Oh, geez. Gonna keep me on the line, huh? If you could take the atmosphere or mood of any pen show, put it in any location, either at another show or just hosted somewhere specific, which and where? Even the Tyrannus? Which one's the Tyrannus? Oh, is that the one with the super long clip? Yeah, I've got two of those. Yeah, I like that one. It's a good pen. It looks weird, but I like it. Yeah. The Tyrannus, I've got two of them, I think. I've got a maroon one and I've got a black one. Where are they? Do I have them in my pen case right now? This is the Tyrannus that he was talking about. It has this excessively long clip. How big that sucker is. It's massive. And then the piece de resistance is this absurd like bar down the middle of it that says Schaefer. I think it's actually a good pen. It's got like a slightly hooded nib. It writes well. I like it. But yeah, that's, like I said, that's probably my unpopular fountain opinion, is that I like those. I like Schaefers. I was down on Parker, actually, until I got this Duofold. This new Parker Duofold rules. So, good job, Parker Duofold. The rest of their pens I hear are not that awesome, although the Urban looks really cool to me. But all right, so atmosphere and mood of any pen show and put it in any other location. Actually, the pen show, I think, that has the see you later, Beth, that has the best like mood and vibe going on is Chicago, which it looks like I probably won't be going to this year. At least the current list for Franklin Christoph does not have me on Chicago, so I guess I'm not going to Chicago. It's too bad. That is my favorite show, but I don't think I'm going to fly myself out again this year. It was quite expensive last year. We'll see. I don't know. But that's too bad. Chicago's great. I would take Chicago and I would move it to Raleigh because I love Raleigh. It's down the street. I would take Chicago and maybe... yeah, Chicago's got the best mood. Heck, take Chicago, put it in DC. Like, if I could make the DC show have the mood of the Chicago show, that would be great. I would be all over that. All over it. Let's see. Any recommendations for people thinking of starting a small pen posse or meetup? I've never started one, so I don't know exactly what it takes, but I'd say just do it. Like, it doesn't have to be anything real fancy. I think what you need is a space that people can get together in, and maybe some drinks. Like, we used to meet at a coffee house, and that worked out pretty well. Excuse me, pretty well. But I think just any excuse for pen people to get together will draw people. So I think just do it. Just like start having one. Invite some friends and have them invite some friends. Put it out on the Slack, or, you know, have somebody shout it out. But, you know, just do it. You don't have to, like, some people think you have to have a topic every time. And I think a topic sometimes is good, but also that can keep people from going. Like, I think our next meeting is about dip nibs and pens. And I just don't care about that. So I'm probably not going to go. What is that? Is that this weekend? That might be this weekend. I'm probably not going to go because I just don't care about it that much. But I don't know, maybe I will. We'll see how Sunday goes. I got a lot of stuff to do before Monday. I don't know. But yeah, just do it, man. That's the way to go. If you could commission Jonathan Brooks to create an acrylic inspired by a piece of art, what would it be? Dude, I don't know anything about art, man. I don't know. I don't know anything about art, so I got nothing. I have no idea. Sorry. I don't have anything. Oh, oh. You have my cult pins ink, so I don't make you fly with those. All right, well, I'll try to go at least for that. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Darn, I totally forgot about those, Sandra. Also, please DM me and let me know what I owe you so I can bring you some cash. If you could commission Jonathan... Yeah, I don't know. Let me see. Let me Google famous art right quick. Images... oh, this is by is that Hieronymus Bosch, I think? Oh, Goya, Francisco Goya. Oof, weird. Also weird, man. What is this? Giuseppe something. Arcimolo. See, I don't know art, man. That is a part of the world that I don't know much about. This Joker, Mona Lisa, that's funny. You can bring him to Philly? I mean, you can if you want, Sandra. And if you can fly with him, I'll do that. But if not, I get it. Like, the one that popped into my mind, and like, this might be a little trite, but I do think that Starry Night is a gorgeous painting. And I think these colors and this swirl would look really nice. Did you see a minion? I mean, maybe. That's hilarious. I didn't see a minion. I don't know. Yeah, maybe like a Starry Night or something. Oh, dang. I think I have this picture. You know what? Never mind. One of these. Yeah. Afromov. We have some Aphorisms in our house. They're all real cool. So maybe something from like an Aphorism. I think that would look amazing. Yeah, there you go. Aphorisms. It's awesome that came up when I Googled famous art. That's badass. All right. Yeah, we have an Aphorism dancer that's real pretty. I mean, look at this. That's gorgeous. I love the use of color, and the brush strokes are neat. Yeah, that. One of those. Brooks would nail those. Yeah, I think he might. Yeah, that would be awesome. But with a human skin tone? Oh, a minion with a human skin tone? Gross. Gross. Yeah, maybe I'll have to tell him, hey, Brooks, make me a thing. That'd be dope. All right, let's see. Are you participating in InkoRaimo? Probably not. Oh, wait, is that the one where you send letters back and forth? Yeah, maybe. I'm going to try to do that this year. I didn't do any of it last year, so maybe I can do some this year. Like, maybe I can do postcards or something. I don't know if I can do all of February. It's February that does that, right? It's like the short month. Yeah, maybe InkoRaimo. That would be fun. I would do that. Even supposing. Who I always read as Evans opposing. Favorite pen case for transporting 12 or more pens. I will admit that when I just scanned this, I thought it said 2 or more pens. I'm like, oh, well, that's pretty easy. There's only a couple I use for that. 12 or more. The best pen case I have for 12 or more is this one. This is Franklin Christoph. This is like the old saddle boot leather, and this is a 20 pen case. But it's a really good 20 pen case. Nice, nice strong loops. It's got double loops, so your pins don't jiggle around at all. It has two fabric things that will protect them from each other, and then also it like protects them from the zipper. It's got nice zippers. So probably this one. This is the best thing I have for over 12. For 6 or so, like you've got all kinds of options at that level. But yeah, at 12. Probably that. Or the Dream Touch 12 from Visconti. Yeah, the Dream Touch 12. Oh yeah, the Pinvelope 13. I always forget about the Lucky 13. But yeah, you could. It's big though, is the only thing. Like it's very long. But the Dream Touch 12 from Visconti, those are good. Hey, Anzen, welcome. Welcome. I got some international stamps if you want stickers there, Anzen. Yeah, so, all right, well, that's the end of... We did it. We got to the end. That was a lot of questions answered in an hour and a half, kids. But yeah, the Visconti one is real good. That case is pricey though. Like they are proud of that sucker. So that's the only real problem with that one, I think. Yeah. All right. So, how much are stickers shipped internationally? So I've been shipping them domestically for $10, and that includes like me paying for stamps and stuff. So domestic stamps for me are about to be 50 cents. They're about 40 something now, and internationals are like $1.15. So like, I don't want to punish too much. So just make it like, I don't know, $10.50. We'll do it. Just an extra 50 cents or something to help out with the postage. Because I'm not making a whole lot on those stickers. I'm making a little bit so I can, pay for some stuff. But yeah, like an extra 50 cents, and I'll do it international. The stamps were easy to get. They're pretty. They're just a little bit more expensive, but not too much. I was pleasantly surprised that they weren't crazy. Yeah, so like $10.50 for some stickers. Whew. How do you order? You send. Let me get rid of this. You send your address and name and stuff, and $10 or $10.50 if you're international, to this link. You just type in paypal.me/InkDependence, and that's my PayPal link. That's the way to do it. Pretty much everybody's got PayPal, I guess, so that's a thing. Hello, Clipsy. There's a Clipsy cat down here. Welcome to the party, little one. Yeah, is it time for dinner? You think it is? It's 5:30. Yeah. So that's all there is to it. I don't have like a storefront or anything fancy. Just, send me some money and say, give me your name and address, and I'll send them on. Yep. So that's it. That is it. That counts as my shilling for my stickers. But I still have enough left that I don't have to worry about running out just yet. I've got a few sets left anyway. And if I still owe those, I'll order more. That's why I'm charging for stickers, so I can order some more. Basically. And pay off the artwork. That's got to do that too. Clipsy, nobody wants your butt in the microphone. They want you to purr into the microphone, though. There you go. There's your kitty cat purrs for the afternoon. She's really hugging the mic. I can see the sound jumping. All right, folks. I'm going to call that a night. It's been a solid hour and 40. So thanks very much for hanging out with me today. And thanks for all the questions. Those of you who are on the Slack and submitted one of the... how many questions have we end up with here? We have 96 replies in that thread. Not quite all of them, but were questions, but most of them. So that was really good. So thanks, Greg and Alexander. I appreciate it. I'm glad it was fun. I think it was fun too. We've had a good time. So I will see y'all later. Y'all have a safe weekend. Think about what you put out into the world and make it a better place. Until next week, peace out.